You are now tuned into the sounds of
Big Nate Sports Talk.
It's on all the time, anytime.
Time's been moving slowly, so we already in too deep. Can't get... Take it away, feeling too good to me. Chilling all day, all in your space is where I wanna be. Here in this room, what did you do? I just can't get enough. Too caught up in your love. I've been trying to forget, but you won't let me. Something in my brain wants you. I've been hanging by myself, asking for help, but nothing seems to work on you. Yeah, you always make me feel like home. Yeah, you never leave my thoughts alone. Yeah, you're the reason I'm going out.
You are now tuned in to Big Nate Sports Talk, the show that's on all the time, anytime. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for all content. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your host, Nathan Snell.
Cut it off! I am having a very bad day. I am in no mood. This, today, is one of the worst days that I've had in a long time. I'm not in the mood to play with anybody. I mean, damn it! I'm ticked off!
What's up? Happy Hump Day. Hope everyone had a great Nathan Still Big Nate Sports Talk podcast, Season 13, Episode 4. In this video, we are painfully recapping the Washington Commanders eliminated from the playoffs. I would say up front, episode 2 tonight, well, and episode 5 will go up live tomorrow. The Washington Commanders painfully lost to those Cleveland Brownies. 24.
What was that? What the hell was that? I'm sorry the H words and the D words aren't appropriate over the airways, but it's going to be today. I don't know how much more of this I can take. How in God's name?
The Cleveland Browns played spoiler as we are eliminated from the playoffs. Coming into the new year, we have the final wild card spot in our own destiny. You're going against a Cleveland Brown team that has little to nothing to play for. I don't really know where to start. I have to start with the obvious. I've tried to come to this man's defense as best as I could, and it just I can't make any more excuses for him. Carson Wentz, Lord have mercy. I don't know if it's a confidence thing. I don't know if this is a just stuck in your old ways thing. You can't defend the performance he had against Cleveland. I mean, good Lord have mercy. I mean, 3 interceptions on the day, and that wasn't a spark. That was a Jesus, I, I'm really trying the best to keep maintain my composure. I mean, this is the same coach Ron Rivera that benched Taylor Heineke, who didn't have a good game against San Francisco, and here's the next week, and like that just completely just bounced in his face. Um, I mean, when you finish on the game, 3 interceptions, 143 yards, you're not winning. You're not winning any football game like that. Um, that's not to say I don't know what Taylor Heineke would look like out there if he was starting. Um, one thing that we do have to positively say about Washington is that they did remain competitive. I thought throughout the first half of the game, our defense kept us in the game. I thought the key was the second half of the game. I thought we were atrocious. I thought we put way too much pressure on our defense because of the early struggles offensively. We held Cleveland to a field goal, and in the first interception in the late first goal line stance. I mean, Deshaun Watson and that offense was limited to less than 100 yards. I think it was like 81 yards, which we were winning to halftime 7-3. Jonathan Allen got hurt, and then it just looked bad. Our running game wasn't any much damn better. I thought the key, if I was talking about watching Football Weekly in the preview, you have to establish the run early. By halftime, Brian Robinson Jr. had 64 yards and finished with 87 yards on 24 carries. That was the only touchdown, but our offense was mildly garbage. Nick Chubb rushed for over 100. That's the first time since week 12. He averaged about 7 yards per carry. Deshaun Watson also, I think, added about 30 or more yards. Can't defend this anymore. Carson does get some blame. And granted, I feel as though coming into this season, you've got a $28 million option, and it's looking like that will not happen for him next year. I felt as though Scott Turner, who I think deserves some blame, wasn't making it out there easy. And I don't think putting Taylor Heineke out there would have solved it. Now, Ron Rivera is not going to come out in any press conference and saying, no, it wasn't a mistake to start Carson and go back to Tyler Heineke to save the team. That's not going to happen. I mean, the way I'm hoping that somebody buys the Washington Commanders, because right now Dan Snyder's not paying anybody right now. And this is knowing the Washington Commanders historically, our coaches stayed a good 5-6 years. Dan Snyder's not that type of owner where he just, after 2-3 years, time to move on, cut him loose. But Carson Wentz, that's the last game you saw him. This is the last game you saw him as Washington Commander. I think Carson Wentz is a good quarterback. He knows the game of football. I think he has tenacity, certain tendencies that hinder him from being a great quarterback. I think starting for an NFL team, that's not happening because at times, excuse me, Carson is a deer in headlights. Excuse me. His IQ at times can be very, very questionable, and it showed against Cleveland Sunday. I saw leadership and I saw guys literally try to give this man confidence. And Carson just looked defeated. I mean, it looked like he just was in a corner hunched up. Like, I don't know what else. I don't know what I can do for you guys. I don't think it's fair after 1 year to trade for a guy and all that money to just throw the towel. I mean, I'm not going to ignore, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep it real. I mean that he's dealt with an offense that has been mildly inconsistent, plagued with injuries. The running game, for like the first few weeks, didn't have Brian Robinson Jr. there. You question the playmaking, the play calling, excuse me. Like, some of that also falls on coaching. Like, if this was Indianapolis Carson Wentz, it's different. But I like, this was a guy who I think got completely scapegoated in Philly and was this close to making the playoffs in Philly, in Indy, and they scapegoated him. I really can't make any excuses for this. I can't. Carson, I can't defend that. What do you what do you want me to say? I mean, he was trash Sunday. I hate to be that guy, but he was trash.
I mean, this is some bad stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how much more of this I can take. I just don't know. This is ridiculous. Oh, Lord.
And I just think that I don't know what else you can do. I really don't. I mean, you have the worst offensive output since week 6, 260 yards total. I mean, the fact that Jared Goff or Aaron Rodgers are going to get that 7th seed, I'm hoping it's the Detroit Lions. We gave. I feel, in my personal opinion, I don't think he had I don't think he was given the confidence. I think it was just, you just better go out there and win the game. And you really, honestly, truthfully can't. I don't know what else you can say. I don't see him back here next year, unfortunately. That's $28 million we'll have freed up. I don't think drafting a quarterback or trading or looking for another veteran quarterback is fixing these problems in Washington, in my personal opinion. Sam Howell will be starting in Week 18. We have no other choice. I'm not comfortable with putting that kid out there and spot out there. I think, especially against that team in Dallas. I mean, Taylor Heineke came in Week 4. Remember we were 1-4, and Taylor Heineke came in and carried the team, but he hasn't. Taylor hadn't had that great span of a month of playing great football, and also too offensively, we weren't finishing drives. Like, at this point, it's a meaningless game for us. We could play spoiler for Philly, as I still think Philadelphia will win the division. But I mean, you have no choice. I think Sam Howell to me, I think he is a developing project. I think he was a good pick coming out of that school in North Carolina, as a former divisional rival, Maryland. I think he brings a lot to the table. He has different skill sets that I think Taylor and Carson don't have, and hopefully he's the answer. Now, I will say this honestly, really quick as an aside. I feel bad for this past NFL's draft class of QBs. These guys were really dealt a bad hand. I look at Malik Willis. You can tell they'll make Mike Vrabel pick. That was a Mr. Robinson pick, their former GM. You can really tell, like, the guys that were drafted last year, Desmond Ridder, who I think will probably be the starting quarterback next year for Atlanta, definitely dealt bad hands. I just feel bad because we with all due respect, we did praise some of these guys and say they could be good on certain teams. Because when I look at like Matt Corral, Bailey Zappi, uh, Skylar Thompson, Brock Purdy, Kenny Pickett, and Desiree. I could really Kenny Pickett and Brock Purdy. I consider the only two that are having good success. Everybody else has been dealt a bad hand. For Malik Willis, I feel really bad for him because when you're bringing a guy off the street in Joshua Dobbs, what does that say? That lets me know, like, yeah, we didn't really. You're not ready, and that's a problem for me. For Cleveland, they're playing spoiler. Like I said, whatever happens, they played spoiler. Whatever happens for Detroit or Green Bay, and honestly, truthfully, it was not a good game for them neither. It was mediocre. They started off the first half awful. I think for a couple things. I mean, they did all the right things in the second half that we didn't do. So, congratulations to Cleveland. You got a win. It was a meaningless win, but I'm pretty much I'm ready off season. What else do I get? I mean, the second quarter drive was our only bright spot as an offense. You didn't get much out of that anyway. 21 plays, 96 yards, brought it all the way down to 21 seconds. That was pretty much your offense. Other than that, going to the second half, you didn't get much. I thought the third down conversions, converting on third down once again, has been a eyesore. I thought for defensively, Cleveland only converted 4 of 11 third downs. But those 4 third down conversions could not have come at the worst time. If you remember, they all came in the second half, and all of them were scoring drives. I feel like our defense just collapsed, and it was a bend don't break, but our defense definitely broke. I just think not having your offense helping you as much. I just don't understand it. I mean, the first 3 drives, like, you failed to go for it on fourth down on the 40-yard line. And then the first one was intended for the first interception. That was intended for Terry McLaurin. And then the second one was an off-throw target. I think it was to Curtis Samuel. Like,
These are legitimate questions. I don't have answers. I'm starving for answers. I'm starving for them because I don't have them. I'm so disgusted because I got to be out there at that game this Saturday. I got to see this. Inquiring minds want to know why. I truly do want to know why.
So, it's over for us. Season's over. I'm not expecting much from us against Dallas. To be honest, I really, really don't know what to expect in that game. I think Sam Howell will have a good game. I honestly, I'd say you're playing for pride, and you should definitely play with some type of pride, because you're not out the playoffs, and this is now an opportunity. Who's staying, who's not staying, particularly players, because I'm baffled. I'm baffled. I just don't know how long you can. I've tried to give them the benefit of the doubt, but this is another year where the expectations were high, especially for this roster, and to just I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to think.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, you still got one more game against that Dallas team. I'll have a preview for that. I mean, there were some positives. I mean, Deshaun Watson was sacked 5 times, but our defense, I think the second half, it just was the story for the game. I mean, your offense can't get anything going. Your coaching, your offense coordinator is not making the play calling easy. It's disgusting. So, congratulations to the Washington Commanders once again not making the playoffs.
I just don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. This is disgusting. It's disgraceful. It's embarrassing. And I'm ticked off. It don't make any sense. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable. And something needs to be done about it. Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Let's move into our last segment of the episode. Final
incoming message.
Thoughts are running through my mind. Someone took some time to find a minute or two to organize.
The great Sonny Jurgensen is going to get his jersey retired this upcoming week against the team in Dallas. Against that team Dallas at FedEx Field. Number 9, who I think is one of the best quarterbacks in Washington history. No one will wear that jersey. I've heard stories about him. I did my Googles. I think along with Sean Taylor, Sammy Baugh, Bobby Mitchell, I think he's actually second in all-time completions and passing yards and touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken. I heard a lot of great things about his career. I know he's done, from what my dad's told me, he called a lot of Washington games. He actually voiced all 3 Super Bowls. What was it, 83, 88, 92, if I'm not mistaken. For the stories that my dad told me, he was arguably one of the best passers in the game. There was Johnny Unitas, there was Bart Starr, but then there was Sonny Jurgensen. I think he's actually like 21st in touchdowns. I think he's made the Pro Bowl 5 times, if I'm looking at his stats correctly. I like this from the standpoint of, and shout out to Will Kramer and Sean Spencer. They were talking about this on the Washington Football Weekly. Why are we retiring his jersey now at the end of the season? I'm not really a fan of that. I wish they would have done that at the beginning of the season. I still am not really recovered from how they've handled Sean Taylor, having his number on the field and letting Patrick Mahomes' brother just practically step all over it disrespectfully, and then have that replica of what Sean Taylor's supposed to be. I think that's just disrespectful, in my opinion. So, management really just has a tendency of not knowing what the term reading the room is. And even though I'm happy that he's getting his jersey retired, let's just appreciate the greatness and what he's done for the franchise. But I'm really praying that we get some new ownership up in here, because it's time to clean house in Washington. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, in the episode, be tuned in for future episodes. Thank you for painfully tuning in to my recap, as I am still recovering because now we have to talk about the Baltimore Ravens next and Maryland's men's basketball. So I am out here looking to be provoked. It has just been an awful week to start the new year. So I hope each and every one of you have a great evening. Please stay safe out here. Check on loved ones, and let's make tomorrow a better day than what today was. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Have a good night. Peace. Stay up.
I'm going to reiterate my comments right here, right now. The clock is officially ticking. The honeymoon is over. Damn your feelings. Who gives a damn? You got a job to do. And the job ain't even a championship. It's to be respectable. And you can't even do that?
I want you to understand. Don't ask me. I want you to understand. Don't ask me a damn question. Don't ask me anything. You sound off. I'm going to eat some cheese doodles. That's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to eat some cheese doodles. I don't care. I got a bag of cheese doodles right here in my hand. Y'all go ahead and y'all sound off. If y'all hear me crunching in the background, this is what I do when I'm stressed. Some people squeeze a ball. Some people go, and they kickboxing or they work out and all this other stuff. I eat cheese doodles. That's what I do when I'm stressed. I'm going to...
Thank you for tuning in to Big Nate Sports Talk. If you enjoyed that episode and you want to see more content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bring your sports game on Big Nate Sports Talk.
It's on all the time, anytime.
Thank you. And you help me retain my sanity. Thank you. I want to thank you. And I want to thank you. All I want to do is say thank you for everything you do.